Hello my friends, welcome back to episode 2 of Skyrim. I am trying something different today. Instead of commentating while I played the game, we will be commentating while after the fact rather. Sort of like a director's commentary. And I've got a couple of topics I want to discuss. And yes, so the first thing I want to discuss with you fellers is that I decided not to worry about what my character looks like, because if you remember in episode 1 I wasn't able to change the way he looked for some reason. So I just had to pick a generic Nord fella, and I'm not too worried about that. I don't really care what they look like, so I'm just gonna leave it that way. Doesn't matter to me much. I do think I have the game working the way I wanted to. I had to invert the mouse because it was sort of like a flight simulator-y, where if you looked up, you were actually looking down, and it was all kinds of wacky. I'm still trying to get a hang of the game. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it, but I don't really play these types of first-person shooter RPGs very much, so it's a little bit of a new thing for me. It's my first one, actually. And but yeah, it's not a bad game. It's definitely not bad. Especially, I can't even really judge it since we just started playing, but I'm liking it. And one thing that I do find overwhelming is the amount of junk that I can loot. I mean, I spend more time looting crap than I do doing anything else, only because I don't want to miss out on something, because then I feel like, well, maybe I should have picked that up. Why didn't I pick up that piece of junk? I definitely needed it. I should have had it. But, yeah. So, I go through a lot of that. And I'm also unsure as to what kind of weapons I should be using either. That gets a little confusing. I sort of decided that I'm going to be going the warrior route with my guy. Because from the videos that I've watched, the magical aspect of the game doesn't seem very powerful, I'm going to call it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it was because the video I saw was very early on. But here I got me a fancy sword. And it's pointy. It's very pointy. So yes, there is a topic I want to discuss with you guys, and I'd love your opinion and thoughts about it. I want to discuss the state of modern video games. It's a very hefty topic, but I think we can all share our opinions on it without getting too heated. But basically, I'm of the opinion that modern video games tend to suck a little bit because they put too much emphasis on the graphics and not enough on the actual gameplay. Stab the shit out of that bastard.
Let me see if I
wonder if there's a way to do that all the time instead of having it just happen randomly. I don't know. So yes, back to the state of modern video games. Ooh, sorry about that, buddy. That's when I learned that you can attack friendlies, and it's not really a good thing. Fuck that cabbage up. So yes, I want to discuss games like Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3. And I want to tell you why I think they suck and why they're not worth the money. Modern Warfare 3 is essentially almost identical to Modern Warfare 2. The only difference is that maybe weapons act a little differently, little special abilities act differently, some things look a little different, maybe you have a couple of new maps. Essentially, everything new in Modern Warfare 3, a dedicated modder could have done to Modern Warfare 2. Sure, the graphics are updated a little bit, but is that really worth $60? Not to me. Same goes for Battlefield, or is it Battlefront? I think it's Battlefield 3. I was lucky enough to beta test it, but it didn't do anything for me. I mean, there isn't anything new or interesting about it. It's your everyday FPS. There's nothing fancy about it. There's no real reason to actually go out and purchase it. And I think that's some of the problems that's been plaguing first-person shooters, is that None of them are revolutionary or evolutionary. They're the same game that you bought last month or last year, except they give you a couple of cute little gimmicks. Maybe the graphics are more updated, or they let you do this or let you do that. Nothing very fancy. For example, if you compare Team Fortress 2 to something like Modern Warfare 3, essentially the only difference is the graphics. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same game. One is realistic based and one is a little more cartoony.
This way.
But otherwise, they are absolutely the same game. And it comes down to, do you want to buy Modern Warfare 3 over Team Fortress 2 for the gimmicks, which is the added realism, or the, the graphics. And to me, that's not a good way to sell games or innovate games.
Worry about
So
yourself.
first-person shooters have become quite stagnant over the years. They really haven't done much evolving or revolutionizing. If you compare them to something like, let's say, Duke Nukem 3D, the original one from the 90s, the quality has dropped sufficiently and incredibly, because Duke Nukem 3D was a vast open game. It wasn't linear like all of today's first-person shooters are. The ones that do have single-player campaigns and aren't just all, PvP. They suffer from that. They're incredibly linear. Like the new Duke Nukem Returns. The game was so incredibly linear. It was on rails. It was an absolutely terrible game.
Looks like there's something in this.
A disgrace to old Duke Nukem. I have no effing clue what they were thinking. But first-person shooters also, most of them lack single player, and most of the, first-person shooters today that do have single player, it serves sort of as a long-term tutorial for the PvP. And I don't know, that's not doing it for me. Basically, I don't know. I feel like first-person shooters, along with racing games, are stagnant. They're really, really stagnant. Racing games have not changed since the days of Atari. You get a car, you upgrade the car, and then you race in a track. You go around in circles, or the oblong circles. That's really it. And there's nothing that's changed about it. I know what you're thinking. It's a racing game. There's not much that you can do with it. Which I totally agree with. But it's still a game, and they have to give somebody a reason to buy it. There's no reason to buy a new racing game if it's identical to the one you played last week, last year,
I can't decide
or when you were a kid.
Sometimes
Sometimes when you play racing games like FPSs, they package the same game, but they give you a little extra gimmick. Maybe your car can, get like nitrous and fly down the street, or maybe you can attach weapons to them, and suddenly they become, offensive cars. They can rock wherever it is you're racing. They do little things like that. They attach little gimmicks that try to get your money. And I don't know. I feel like the lack of innovation, revolution, and evolution to video games is absolutely stagnating the market. There, I just killed one of my friends, which was something stupid. I didn't realize you could do that. I realized you could hurt him. I didn't realize you could kill him, so I ended up shooting myself in the foot there. So yeah, FPSs and racing games, they're not going anywhere. And I don't know, seems like anytime a new one comes out, you're paying for a gimmick and not an actual new game. I'd love your opinion on this, guys. If this makes me sound a little bit like an old fart who's, reminiscing and being nostalgic about the days of yore, but maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I haven't had a reason to play an FPS or a racing game in years. I don't know. That's just me. Same with the RPG market too.
Let's see where this goes.
Something happened along the ways where turn-based RPGs stopped being very popular, and I'm going to call them first-person RPGs, like Skyrim or The Witcher. They sort of, they sort of taken the RPG market, and the RPG market, or the turn-based RPG market, has completely vanished.
better push on. I'm sure the
Here I
others
get a
will
little
find another
curious.
way
I'm
out.
wondering what's down here, and seems to have been a little bit of a secret that might have paid off for me. So I got a potion or something and some coins, a sack. Tried to take that lantern, but I couldn't get it, I think. Yep, no lantern. Down the river. So yes, RPGs, they've turn-based RPGs, your Final Fantasy type RPG, they seem to have completely disappeared.
We'll get out of here somehow.
I don't remember a time when, I don't remember recently whenever someone's been excited about a new turn-based RPG.
That doesn't go anywhere.
You never hear amongst the
I guess we'd
gamers
better try
today,
this way.
or any of the YouTubers, or whatever it is you get your gaming news from, that there's a new turn-based RPG coming out and it's got the community's panties set on fire, like Skyrim does. There hasn't been a Skyrim in terms of turn-based RPGs in God knows how many years. And I don't know why or when that happened, but I don't know. Maybe turn-based RPGs is a thing of the past. Maybe it's, you know, not something that today's youth or gamers are interested in. But I love me some turn-based RPGs. I consider them far superior to first-person RPGs or third-person RPGs like Skyrim and The Witcher. Now, I'm not sure when in the gaming timeline this happened, but I don't know. It makes me a little sad. Partially, I think it's because turn-based RPGs, they do take time, and they take a little bit of skill and patience. And I don't think that people who spend hard money on video games are necessarily looking for that type of game these days. I think they want something that gives them immediate satisfaction, like a third-person RPG, like Skyrim. But even the turn-based RPGs that come out today, like, fuck me, like the last 8 Final Fantasies, have been absolute shit. Everything after Final Fantasy VII, as far as I'm concerned, has been trash. Both in, you know, story quality and gameplay quality. The graphics, they get better, but, you know, I mean, who wants to buy the newest Final Fantasy game so that when they use an ability, it looks fucking awesome, but the game itself is shit? And I think that's what the market's turned into. It's people want the game to look nice, and, you know, the game itself and the story be damned. As long as when I use ability X and it fucking looks epic, I think that person's happy. So
This looks like the way.
yes, I forgot where I was.
I hate those things. Too many eyes or something.
So yes, that's right. I was newest Final Fantasies. They're absolute stinking piles of shit. And anyone who's played the newest Final Fantasy, which I think is Final Fantasy 14-2 or 13-2 or some crap like that.
I'd rather not tangle.
Terrible
with her right
fucking
now.
game.
You might be
Terrible
able to
game.
sneak by. Just take it nice.
Rather
and slow
stick a
and watch
screwdriver
where
in
you
my
step.
eye. I'd rather play
Or if
Final
you're
Fantasy
feeling
3
lucky, you
or
can
Final
take this
Fantasy
bow.
6, which came out
Might
for the
take it by
SNES,
surprise.
than any of the
Go
newer
ahead.
Final Fantasies.
I'll follow your lead. and
Final
watch your
Fantasy
back.
3 and Final Fantasy 6 are probably my most favorite of the Final Fantasy games. They were long games. I mean, we're talking about an 80 to a 90-hour game versus the newer Final Fantasy games. You know, you can... Oh,
Easy does
pissed
it.
off the bear. The newer Final Fantasy games can be beaten in, you know, 20, 25 hours. But, you know, if you want to get more gameplay out of it, you can max out your skills, and then it turns into a 60-hour game. But maxing out your skills, I don't think translates into longer gameplay.
That
That's
was
just
close.
sort of, you know, I'm bored and I don't know what else to do. But Final Fantasy 3 and 6 alone were 80-hour games, and if you wanted to actually spend time and maximize your skills,
This looks
then
like
it turned
the
into a
way out.
120,
I was starting to wonder
140
if
hour
we'd
game.
ever
I
make
mean,
it.
we're talking serious dedication for a video game here. And I don't know, you just don't see that kind of stuff anymore. The newest RPGs, well, you can beat them in 14, 20 hours in one sitting. And they come in 3 CDs, and most of them are all graphics and no damn story. Not worth $60. I'd rather pick up Final Fantasy 3 at a store for 50 cents. and spend a couple of months playing that. And yep, that's my grumpy old man video game rant.
Wait.
I want to close it up here by saying I'd love to know what you guys think. Give me your opinions. And I hope you're enjoying Skyrim. I'm enjoying it myself.
But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back.
I think that's it for the video. Yes, it is. We'll continue this next time, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.